Greetings family, thank you for always coming back to watch our videos. Today we are going to talk about Niger and things that are happening. Some few days ago we saw terrorists laying down their arms. We are still hoping that they are laying down their arms genuinely, and we are hoping that Tiani will not be compromised by these guys laying down their arms. But a few days ago we saw Niger asking for accountability from the EU, OPEC and unilateral humanitarian aid. We talk about aid in Africa. Aid is so useless, and it's what has been delaying us to getting to development. You see, aid in Africa is just like an incentive for the West to continue taking our minerals. And what happens is they give aid to a certain organization, and we don't know how it is used. Mostly it pays their staff, and we don't see a lot of benefits with the people on the ground. And it becomes a business. Like some few days ago we talked about how Professor PLO Lumumba of Kenya was talking about how in the Kenyan slums you find hundreds of NGOs, but poverty eradication remains. So Niger requested or demanded accountability for some money that was given by the EU, OPEC and unilateral humanitarian aid. So the Nigerian government expressed its deep concern about the OPEC management of 1.3 million euros in humanitarian aid that was allocated by the EU for the victims of the recent flood. You remember those floods, eh? According to an official statement, the EU ambassador to Niger unilaterally decided to allocate these funds to specific NGOs, that is ICRC. ICRC is Red Cross, DRC, and COPOL, that is COOPL, without consulting the competent Nigerian authorities. This decision, deemed arbitrary, has prompted Niger to request an in-depth audit to determine the actual use of these funds. So when Niger asked for an in-depth audit, because they want to know how did you use this money, because we didn't see anything happening on the ground. Do you know what these guys did? They started diplomatic tensions. So EU, which was accused of interference, recalled its ambassador from Niger for consultation. So in context of growing tensions, the EU announced the recall of its ambassador to Niger. This decision following accusations by Nigerian authorities, who accused the EU of having managed humanitarian aid intended for victims of the recent floods in an opaque and unilateral manner. The Nigerian authorities denounced interference in the country's internal affairs and the instrumentalization of humanitarian aid for political ends. So you see, it's like they are saying, these guys, instead of using this aid for helping the flood guys, the victims, they are using this money to destabilize the country, down under the water. And it's crazy. But we have always talked about this NGO. We talk about aid, but what are these NGOs doing? Because we have never seen any benefit from these NGOs. And it's what Tiani asked, and now this is why he's asking for an audit. We need to see how you use the money so that we can go to the ground and look, compare and contrast.
Yeah.
But these guys are like, hey, we have been, they have found us. They have realized what we have been doing. And now we have to call the ambassador and discuss how we're going to go through this.
Just recently, is it Niger that closed down an NGO and didn't give any reasons for it?
Yeah.
I think it's the same reason. And now that we were getting the news, and I think we had stated that we will get information and come back to you guys. You can see these things, these dodgy behaviors by these guys. Burkina Faso's Traore the other day was saying that you guys come here as NGOs and you come back with red soil in your boots and everything. It's evidence that you have been digging our soils. When you have claimed that you are going deep to our villages to help our people. But you come back here, we wonder, where were you digging soils and investigating what kind of minerals we have? Right now, you can see that these guys were given a lot of money. The same money that we are seeing being held hostage in Mali, in the airport, the same money that is being used in Burkina Faso to pay the army guys to say, hey, let us destabilize this whole country. Because, we have money. The money, this is a lot of money for their own disposal, and they can choose any way that they want to dispose it. And it is sometimes very dodgy for some of these organizations, because one thing that happens also, they are allowed to go deep into these villages. They are allowed to get information.
People say they are helping.
Exactly.
But they are
not. They
not.
go and do surveys. They have these deep questionnaires that will ask you deep questions about, the village, about the way things are being run. And you think that way it's just data to help us anyways. It's just some statistics that they are trying to collect and come back to help us. But the same information that we give to these guys willingly. And as Africans, we don't hide anything, really. Even our own cultures, deep secrets of our own cultures, we will tell you, oh, this is how you mix this and this to treat this. This is how Africans are just like that in nature. And these guys have taken that, generosity of Africans and have misused it or have used it against us. It is time for us to grow up as Africans and say enough is enough. We can help ourselves. I don't see the need of this NGO. I mean, flooding. How can we deal with the issue of flooding? What kind of things that we can do? If it's proper drainage systems, let us do that. If it's, if it's trying to, there's so many mechanisms that we can do to prevent these things. We don't need some money. We don't need some money from somewhere to say we are helping you with flood. How is that money even helping us?
It is not. We have minerals.
Exactly.
So guys, let us know what you think about this NGO thing, this aid thing in Africa. And if you'd like to support us, we have Bemia Coffee link in the description. We are also selling Sahel hats, among other things. So we have links to link to our online market in the description. You buy, we ship to you directly to wherever you are. And if we have super chat, super thanks, and you can like and share, subscribe if you haven't, or if this is your first time. We'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.